Welcome to another episode of Tutorials with Ike. We are going to continue with question 6 of the Managerial Economics trial questions. So my name is Isaac Ostafo Jr., an aspirant for SLC President next year, hopefully at UPSC. So if you're a student at UPSC, your votes will be appreciated next year, hopefully. Alright, so now we have this total revenue and this total cost function, and there are some questions on that. So let me read the question. So the question says that a company has the following information on its operations on monthly basis. So these are the information that they're giving to you. The total revenue to be 60 kil minus 0.005 kil square. Then the total cost, you have it to be 88,000 minus 5 kil plus 0.005 kil square. Then the I says that you should derive an expression for marginal revenue, marginal costs, price, and profits. All right, so that's for the I. So we should derive an expression for marginal. Let's start with marginal revenue. Marginal revenue, which is the same as MR. So now they've asked us to find the marginal revenue, but they've already given us the total revenue function. Do you get it? So since they're asking us for the marginal revenue function, the only thing you have to do is to differentiate the total revenue function. So put it in your head, once they're giving you the total revenue function and they're asking you for the marginal revenue function, you just need to differentiate the total revenue function. That's all. Do you get it? So now for the marginal revenue, so now we know that the marginal revenue is equal to dTR when we differentiate the total revenue function with respect to Q. So you're going to get dTR over dQ. Do you get it? That's when we differentiate this. And this will be equal to, so now we are differentiating the total revenue function with respect to Q. So we have 60 Q. When we differentiate 60 Q with respect to Q, we're going to get 60. The Q will vanish. Then we have negative 0.005 Q squared. So you are differentiating this with respect to Q as well. So if you are differentiating with respect to Q, the exponent will multiply the base. So 2 will multiply negative 0.005. And we should get negative 0.01. You get it. Then you add your Q. The exponent you reduce by 1. So is this Q exponent 1 is the same as Q. So this is what you are going to get. So once you differentiate your total revenue function, this is what you are getting. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your marginal revenue function. So 60 minus 0.01 kil. It's as simple as that. You just need to differentiate this. All right. Now, what's the next thing they asked us to find? They also asked us to find the marginal cost, right? So let me do that one here. Marginal costs. So for the marginal cost, it's going to be similar to it. So that one, so we've already been given the total cost function, which is 88,000 minus 5 kil plus 0.005 kil squared. So if you want the marginal cost, we just have to differentiate the total cost function, which is our TC. You get it? So similarly, we are going to get our MC, or our marginal cost, to be equal to DTC over dQ. You get it? Let me make it a capital. So DTC. This is the function. So DTC, the TC will come first, the one here on top, then the variable here down. So dTC over dQ, meaning you are differentiating with respect to Q. So if you are differentiating it, the first term is 88,000. We are differentiating with respect to Q. So to be 0 because there's no variable attached to it. Then we have negative 5Q. We are differentiating with respect to Q. So to be negative 5. The Q will cancel. You get it? Anytime you are differentiating and there's only one variable and there's no exponent, it will go away. Then plus 0.005 Q squared. So 2 multiply the base, which is 0.005. So 2 times 0.005 should give you positive 0.01. Then you add your Q. The exponent will reduce by 1. So when you differentiate the total cost function, you're going to get negative 5 plus 0.01 Q. And that's your marginal cost after you differentiated it. Do you get it? So now we found our marginal revenue function, which is 60 minus 0.01 Q. We've also found our marginal cost, which is negative 5 plus 0.01 Q. What else is the question asks? To derive an expression for marginal revenue, marginal cost, and price. So now let's find an expression for price. So now we want to get an expression for price. They didn't give us anything about price, but what do we know? We know that total revenue is equal to price times quantity, right? So if total revenue, which is TR, is equal to price times quantity, we can just make P the subject so we can find for the function for price. So what is our total revenue? Our total revenue is 60 kil minus 0.005 kil square. Then we are seeing this total revenue is equal to price times quantity. And we want to now find for price. So what do we have to do? We have to divide both sides by what is multiplying the price, or the P, which is kil. They also divide here by kil, so that's what P can stand alone. So this will cancel this. Now P is standing alone. So we are getting our price, or our P, to be equal to, so this is 60 kil. This 60 kil is dividing the kil. The negative 0.005 kil, so it's also dividing the kil. Let me do it step by step so that no one gets confused. So you have 60 kil over kil, then minus 0.005 kil squared over kil as well. Do you get it? So now here kil will cancel kil. So you are getting 60. Then minus 0.005 kil squared. This kil will cancel one of the kils that are here. So to be left with only one kil here. You get it? So it's going to be 0.005 kil. It's kil squared. It means the kil are 2. But this kil has cancelled one that is here. Do you get it? You are going to be left with only one kil. So this one will cancel the square. This one will cancel the square. So now you are going to be left with the kil. So this is our function for price, which is 60 minus 0.005 kil. So now that we found our function for price, what's the last thing they asked us to find? So marginal revenue, marginal cost, price, and profits. So let me do profits here. So profits. So now what do we know? We know that profits, we are going to represent it by pi, is equal to total revenue minus total costs, right? So it means our profit is equal to our total revenue function, which was already given to us in the question, which is 60 kil minus 0.005 kil square minus the total cost. So minus the total cost. The total cost, we'll put it in brackets since the negative is affecting everything. So 88,000, let me bring the rest down, minus 5 kil plus 0.005 kil squared. You get it? So our profit is equal to, so now let's make the brackets multiply. Let's make the minus sign multiply everything in the bracket, because the minus is affecting everything in the total cost, so everything in the bracket. So you are going to get 60 kil minus 0.005 kil square, then minus 88,000. Then the minus will affect the negative 5 kil. But remember, negative will give you positive. So plus 5 kil. Do you get it? Then negative then times positive 0.005 kil square. So negative positive will give you negative. So minus 0.005 kil square. You get it? So now our final profit function, we can group like terms. So our profit will be equal to 60 kil. Is there any other kil? Yes, we have 5 kil here. So 60 kil plus 5 kil will give us 65 kil. Then negative 0.005 kil square. We also have 0.005 kil square. So negative 0.005 kil square minus 0.005 kil square should give us negative 0.01 kil square. Negative 0.005 minus 0.005 will give you negative 0.01. Then you add a kil square. So you're done with this, you're done with this, you're done with this, you're done with this. Left to negative 88,000. So we add it, negative 88,000. So ladies and gentlemen, this is our profit function. You get it? So 65 kil minus 0.01 kil square minus 88,000. You can bring any of them first. You can bring this one first, or just interchange them. You are going to get the same answer. Do you get it? So now we found an expression for marginal revenue, marginal cost, the price, and profits. Do you get it? So now let's go to the II part of the question. So the II, they said based on the various functions, which are these functions, we should complete the table below. So you've been given the quantity sold, then total cost, total revenue, marginal cost, and marginal revenue. You said we should find for each of them. So you know what? I'm going to write the functions, or you can keep the functions in your head, but I'll write them somewhere. Okay, let me write all of them at the down here. So now we know our marginal revenue is equal to 60 minus 0.01 kilo. Then our marginal costs is also equal to -5 plus 0.01 kilo. Then our price, which is this one, so our P is equal to 60 minus 0.005 kilo. That's for our price. Then our profits finally is equal to 65 kilo minus 0.01 kilo squared. Okay, so now that we've got all the functions, they said based on these functions, we should fill in the table. So I'm going to clean the top part so that we can do that. All right, so now this is the table that we've been given. That's for the II, and they said we should find all the empty values. So all the values for the total cost, all the values for the total revenue, the values for the marginal cost, the values for the marginal revenue. So I'll do for the first one. I'll explain how you decide. You know how to do the rest. So now let's do for 2250. So now on the quantity, so 2250. So for 2250. Let's start with the total costs. So for the total cost, we know that it is equal to, it was given in the question already. So we have 88,000. So now to make it simple, anywhere you see kill, just put 2250 there. Since you are doing for this one, you get it. So 88,000 minus 5 kill. So everywhere we see kill, put 2250. So 2250 plus 0.005 kilo squared. So where we see kilo, put the 2250. So 2250 then square. Then whatever you get will be your value for your total cost. I think when you do that, you should be getting 102,062. 102,062.5. So 102,062.5. Right. So that's the value for the total cost for 2250. So 102,062.5. 062.5. There's a point here. You get it. So that's how we do for the total cost. Still on 2250, you are going to find the total revenue. So the total revenue too, they already gave you the function in the question. So you know when you see Q, we'll put 2250 there. So we are having 60 times Q, which is 2250. 2250 minus 0.005 kilo square. Anywhere you see kilo, put the 2250 there. 2250 then square. And when we do this as well, we should be getting 109,687.5. So 109,687.5. So that's the value for the total revenue for 2250. So 109,687.5. So now let's go to marginal costs. So for the marginal cost, we already have the function here. Remember we solved for it. Get to anywhere we see Q, just put the 2250. So we had -5 plus 0.01, -5 plus 0.01 times Q. And our Q is what? 2250. And when we punch that on the calculator, you should be getting 17.5. So that's our marginal cost for 2250, which is 17.5. Then the last one, which is the marginal revenue. So the marginal revenue too, we have the function here, 60 minus 0.01 kilo. You get it. So 60 minus 0.01 kilo. And our kilo is what? 2250. So when we punch all this on the calculator, we should be getting 37.5. 37.5. So that would be the value for here. So it's as simple as that. So just go to all the functions. I think this one, you only need the total cost function, total revenue, marginal revenue, and marginal cost function. You don't even need the price yet. So I don't know if later on they ask you, but then I think for now, those are the 4 you need. So for all of them, just substitute the values to it. So if you are finding for 2,500, the total cost, it will be the 88,000 minus 5, then times 2,500 plus 0.05 times the K square, 2500 square. Okay, so you do for all of them. So because of time, I'm just going to write all the answers for it to get it, but then you do it step by step. I've already solved them here. So I'll just write on the bottom, you cross check it with yours. Do you get it? Okay, so now I'm done with the values of the table, so you can compare it with yours. You get it, but you should get something like this. So you just substitute it in the functions that you're given. Do you get it? And your table should look like this. All right, so now we are done with the table. Now let's go to the III. So for the III, they said, as the manager of this company, what level of output will you produce if you are interested in profit maximization? Now, put it in your head. Anytime you've been given marginal cost and marginal revenue, and they ask you for the level that you maximize profit, it is when marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue. You get it? And our market structures. So just put your head. When marginal cost and marginal revenue have the same value, that's when you are going to attain profit. You get it? Or that's the level you are going to attain profit. So now let's check marginal cost and marginal revenue. When did they have the same value? Say for the first one, 2250, the marginal cost was 17.5, here was 37.5. They don't have the same value. 2035, they don't have the same value. 22.5, 32.5, they don't have the same value. 2530, they don't have the same value. 27.5, 27.5, they have the same value. That means marginal cost equal to marginal revenue when 27.5 and 27.5 are the same. And you trace it to the quantity sold, and that is 3,250. So this is the output that would attain the maximum profit, or the output that you have to produce in order to attain the maximum profit. Do you get it? So for the III, where you ask as the manager of the company, what level of output would you produce if you are interested in profit maximization? You just say that profit is maximized when marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. And since at 3,250 units of output, marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, then the firm should produce 3,250 units to maximize profit. Do you get it? Okay, so that's for the III. So I've already explained it, so no need to write. So for the IVIN, you ask that at the profit maximizing level of output, estimate the profit and the price the firm will sell its product. So for this one, we even already found for the profit function. Remember, that was for the I, right? So we said the profit function was 65 kil minus 0.01 kil square minus 88,000. Do you get? And they are saying at the profit maximizing level output. And I said that one is 3,250. That's the profit maximizing level of output because marginal cost is marginal revenue. Because marginal cost is equal to marginal revenue at that point. So here is 3,250. Do you get it? So now for here, we just have to substitute the 3,250 into the profit function to get the maximum profit. So we have our profit to be equal to 65 kil, and our kil is 3,250. Then minus 0.01 kil, which is 3,250 squared, is negative 0.01 kil squared. So don't forget the square. Then minus 88,000. You get it? So when you punch all this on the calculator, you should be getting something like 17,625 cedis. So that's for the IVIN. Then let's go to the last one, which is VIN. So for VIN, you were asked that what output should a firm produce if it is interested in revenue maximization. Now, revenue maximization is different from profit maximization. If you are interested in revenue maximization, you are just looking at the output that will give you the highest revenue. You are not considering the cost. So if your revenue is even 100,000 and that's the highest revenue, and even your cost is 100,000, you don't care. You're just looking at the one that will give you the highest revenue. And to do that properly, we'll have to differentiate the total revenue function and equate it to 0. That's how come you can find for when you're going to maximize revenue. Do you get it? So when you differentiate the total revenue function, you're going to get marginal revenue. So you just have to equate the marginal revenue function to 0. Unfortunately, for this question, they asked us to find marginal revenue. Do you remember? So I think we got our marginal revenue to be 60 points. So we got our marginal revenue to be 60.0.01 kil. I hope you remember that. So now this 60 minus 0.01 kil, just equate it to 0. In case you've not found for the marginal revenue, you have to find it by differentiating the total revenue function. Then after you just equate it to 0, you get so 60 minus 0.01 kil, then you equate it to 0. then you have to make Q the subject. So when you make the Q the subject, we have 60 here. So 60 is equal to 0.01 Q. This will cross the equal to sign to become positive. Then divide here by 0.01. Divide here by 0.01. This will cancel this. So our Q will give us 6,000. So that's the point that maximizes revenue. So the firm will have to produce 6,000 units to maximize revenue. Do you get it? But then it's not part of the quantity sold. But then when you differentiate it, this is what you are getting. You get it. All right. So I think we are done with question 6 of the trial questions. So in the next video, we are going to look at question 7. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you understood it. See you in the next video.